With the last pick in this year's draft.
So the first round of the NFL draft is over, and your New Orleans Saints have taken Kelvin Banks Jr. out of Texas. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I understand why they took the pick, but I wasn't that impressed. You wanna know someone else who wasn't impressed? Kelvin Banks Jr. on Facebook. The boy liked my status where I was saying the New Orleans Saints always pick offensive linemen and they don't work out. Now let me say this to the big fella if you watching this. Don't take it personal.
Oh!
This has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's more so me and the New Orleans Saints and our relationship. The reason why I said the things that I said is because the New Orleans Saints whiff on draft picks when it comes to offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Let me throw some stats out there for you. Every year since 2014, with the exclusion of 2017, the New Orleans Saints have taken an offensive lineman or defensive lineman in every draft. I want to add in that that's in the first round. Out of all those players taken in the first round, only 3 of them have panned out. Bryan Bresee, Talanoa Hufanga, and Sheldon Rankins are the only 3 offensive or defensive linemen that you picked that worked out. That's not a high success rate. And I think the pick was a little bit more bizarre to Saints fans because you still had Shedeur Sanders on the board, Tyler Warren. How many times have we passed up on a quarterback because people say, oh, he's not going to translate to the NFL. He's not that good. He's this, he's that. Just for them to come into the NFL and kick your teeth in. They said the same exact things about Jalen Hurts. And in his short time in the NFL, he has made 2 Super Bowl appearances. They even said the same things about Lamar Jackson, even though he won a Heisman Trophy. And now look at him, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, 2-time MVP. These are 2 quarterbacks the New Orleans Saints could have picked. And if my memory serves me correctly, they took linemen that didn't work out. I get it. A lot of people believe that championships are won in the trenches, and I believe so too. I love good offensive line play and defensive line play. But come on, man. Every single year you got to go to the well. Why not go to the well every single year for a quarterback? And I don't mean late round quarterback picks. I mean early round quarterback picks. And also, Tyler Warren was still on the board. How many times has a tight end come into New Orleans and straight dog walk us? The New Orleans Saints should know best out of any team how important a tight end is. Because every time we play a good tight end, that tight end ends up going off on us. Remember when Darren Waller went off on us? Yeah, I remember that shit too. Guess who was the quarterback? Derek Carr. A full circle moment.
Damn!
And I'll be the first to tell you, if I'm wrong about anything, I will get on here and tell you guys that I'm wrong. If Kelvin Banks Jr. ends up being the cornerstone player that we need, I will come on here and say that I was wrong. I don't mind being wrong for the sake of my team doing better. But I've realized in recent memory, I haven't been wrong about a lot of stuff. One of my favorite YouTube channels is After Further Review. When the Saints drafted Trevor Penning, I was in the comment section telling people it was a bad pick. The comment is still there. You could go check it out right now. I said that Trevor Penning was not going to work out in the NFL. I had so many people telling me I didn't know football, I don't know what I'm talking about, just because he's nasty, he's a mauler. Bro, I used to hate when people commented under my comments talking about he's a dog and a mauler. I'm talking about skill set, and they talking about because he's nasty, he's going to be a great player.
Okay.
Since when has being nasty, a dog, and a mauler translate to skills on the field? And here we are 4 years later with the product. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I'm not gonna lie to y'all and say I'm the best film analyst out here, but I do watch the film. I haven't watched too much of Kelvin Banks Jr., but I will go back and watch his film. When I went back and watched Trevor Penning's film, I knew he wasn't that good. But since there's a small amount of Saints fans that are brown nosers, they're gonna go with whatever the organization puts out there. The Saints could draft a punter from community college with the 9th pick, and there's gonna be some people out here telling us we don't know football and that was the correct pick.
Stop the cap.
And again, I'm not saying that the Kelvin Banks Jr. pick is a bad pick. I actually understand it is a good pick. But damn, man. Let's hope that Shedeur Sanders nor Tyler Warren comes into the NFL and tears the league up. Let's hope that when those 2 players play against your New Orleans Saints, they don't dog walk us. Because players that we normally pass on always come back to bite us in the tail. Let's go ahead and reel it back in. I want to say congratulations to Kelvin Banks Jr. and his family. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. You did what only like 1% of people can do, which is go to the NFL or play professional sports. You did it. You've made a way for generational wealth. In one night, you've changed the fortunes of your entire family. I hope that you have a healthy career. I hope you do well and make us all proud. But man, it definitely hurt just a little bit. A little bit, bro. It just hurt it a little bit. But hey, what can I say? I'm not a GM.